Hello, welcome to this program. Welcome to the TT show. It's a top tech show in this, in this company named Top Tech Guinea. And here is Amadou SADJOBARRY, called SADJOBARRY again, a speaker, motivator. And this program is created, to push forward all African young people and young people around the world. Saying exactly Guinean young people, And today, this is the first one in English. We used to do it in French, but today I choose to do it in English, just to touch a lot of people around the world, because if you don't speak French, it will be, a little bit harder for you to understand that we're doing this in Africa. And welcome today again. Welcome to the TT show. It's the first one in English, and for the TT show, it's gone today again. Welcome. Very excited to be here again, and let's go to the subject of today. So the subject today is how to transform your way of thinking. How to transform our young people's way of thinking, anytime crying, anytime complaining, telling, talking about problems and saying nothing is good, because these kind of thinkings, we think that they are so, they represent nothing, but they are, killing every one of us. And they're making us they're pushing us to do things to destroy ourselves. Let's say when you think that everything is a way, you will move that way to find it, As our young people are thinking today, they think that everything is in Europe. That's why they kill themselves in this sea, going through and being refugees in Europe. That's the way you're thinking. How can we change that? How can we understand that everything is here and right now, and in Africa, and in this country, and in this sector you're sitting down today, and how to understand that everything is here? What you're going away to look for is right down by yourself. But let's start by talking about a little bit about, how a bad story can destroy somebody. Because we're sitting down here, we're not talking about it. We're doing too many things that are going to destroy us one by one. You understand that? Maybe something like things we're studying at school today that we don't talk about. We don't talk about it. When we say, when we go to the, to school today, what we studying at school is subdevelopment. People, the government, they put that program at school to teach people about subdevelopment. And people are here. They know subdevelopment. They know poverty. They know anything about misery, being miserable, having no money, nothing to eat. We know that. It's our, everyday life. We don't have to study that. If we had to study something, is development. How can we grow? How can we move forward? Rather than telling us all of that. And the way you understand that's bad, telling people about, subdevelopment, poverty, slavery, colonization, and everything like that. When you come after at the door of the classroom, after one course, and ask a student, you just tell them, what do you think about Africa? He's gonna tell you, I'm really angry. I'm angry against white people. I'm angry against all of these guys that came here and stole everything. And when you stay angry against somebody or something, you will never be creative. That's the way we are destroying our children every single day at school. That's, for example, one example to see how your bad story can destroy you. Because you're going to tell yourself, I'm from a poor family, Nobody has been rich in my family. I will never be rich. That's the way your poor attitude can destroy you every single day, and that's bad. And today we are hiding behind that one, and every single demand we touching is dying from that, because we see ourselves like somebody who's already been beat down, and who can't move forward, and to say that other countries are putting their feet on our head and we can't move forward. And unless we stay in there, we will never move forward, because we will think we are small guys, we're small people, we're small countries, poor countries, south countries. To move forward, we must understand, as Abraham Lincoln said, all men are created equals, and God created the world and the universe. He didn't create a difference about greatness or lowness. He created everybody. Those who work hard, they get their own, and they dominate others. When you don't work so hard, they dominate the world, and then they stopped working. America took the revenge. America worked hard and they took over. And today, let's say, when we see Asia, like China, Japan, and you see South Korea, or India, Brazil, all these countries are working so hard, and they get in theirs. And today, when we look at them, we see it's just because they saw it, and they thought that it's possible for them, and they're going to be compared to compare to other countries like United States or Europe on other countries. That's possible for us. And as other guys said, like one guy said, this next decade, these next centuries are for Africa. It's our turn. And today, the first thing we have to do is to change the way we think. As the guys, Dale Carnegie said, if I know how you think, I know who you are. So we have to change that. Let's just start by doing, because the way you think defines who you are, And we must really reinterpret our past. Because there is not only, negativity about slavery, about all of these things. Because the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. And today, it's like a box, the box game. If you win in that game, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and you keep moving forward, as Sylvester Stallone said. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and you keep moving forward. And we got hit. We got hit by slavery, neocolonialism, colonization, and many things like that. We got hit. And now, how can we move forward? How can we keep moving forward? Instead of all of that, or the poverty, sickness, all of these bad things that other people are talking about, how can we, keep moving forward instead of all of that, these things? That's the most important for us, for all African people. How can we change that way of thinking? How can we show other people that we are so strong that these things cannot destroy our way of thinking? Because that solidity, that strength is one thing that we have to build in our heads, and that's important. Today, as somebody said, being inspired by Nelson Mandela, the guy said, to become big people, you have to solve big problems. Big problems brings out big people. That's it. If you see, Nelson Mandela, he spent 27 years in jail, and while he get out, he became, you know, the greatest guy on planet Earth, the most popular guy around the world. And that's why great problems makes somebody a big guy. That's the most important. Today we have, you know, we have been hit, we have been knocked down, and we have to, rather than lying down, we have to stand up and move forward. That's important. Changing our way of thinking is the one thing we can't escape. We can't send it away. We can't ignore it. We have to do it together. And today, the one thing is to believe that where our great grandfather, our father, our brothers has felt, we can succeed there. And that's important for all of us. And we're not sitting there. You don't believe, you don't trust yourself, you know. We have to bring out that trust. We have to know, if you're a young African guy, you are the same like that European young guy. We're on the 21st century, and in this century, it's not about where you're coming from. It's about what can you show to other people. What can you sell? What have you to sell to other people? What have you to bring to other people? That's really important. If you have nothing to give, you will have nobody to pay you. How can we be an actor rather than being a spectator? Because an actor gonna be paid and a spectator gonna pay. That's most important. That's really important. How can we be an actor? How can we be a producer rather than being a consumer? Because a lot of people, they like to see, you know, sitting there crying, you know, complaining about the situation, and they don't do anything to get out of there. And they don't, you know, question themselves, how have I been in this situation? Because when you ask yourself, how have you been in that situation, you will understand how to get out of that situation. You have to tell yourself, I brought myself in this situation, I will get out of that situation by myself. Yeah, that's your responsibility. And today, for the next few years, let's say these next few years are our decades, our years, our months, our minutes, and we have to take them off. Nobody gonna give that to us. People used to say, you know, Africa is you know, independent. Africa is free, you know, on paper. Africa is free on paper, but economically, or in practice, we're not free. Freedom is not only what people can tell you you're free today. They're gonna tell you that you're free. But economy is the way to make yourself free. You know, that strength, because money gonna buy everything. Today, if you're rich, you can buy anything. Today, I hear, you know, that the African billionaire Aliko Dangote, the guy said, I'm going to buy Arsenal. Yeah. That football club, you're sitting down and tell yourself, I'm going to watch this movie, and you stay in your living room very excited watching that movie. That guy, he just said, I'm gonna buy the team and I'm own the team, and when I take it, I fire Arsene Wenger. That's why, you know, it's not just wanting it, is, you know, hey, you know, making it a great, you know, a must, a freaking must. I wanna do it. I'm going to do it, whether somebody else helps me or not. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And the decision you take today will be really determinative of what you're going to be in the next few years. That's important. Take that in a really important decision. And we have to ask ourselves, you know, around the world, we're watching China, United States, other countries, they're bringing cars, you know, planes, boats, you know, food, everything. Like America brings car, they bring plane. China and Bangladesh, they bring rice, something like that. And Europe, they bring many things, like plane, cars, batteries. Everything you're using is coming from these other countries. But what Africa can bring to. I'm not telling you what we can bring, as natural resources from the land. We just taking them, and they will finish one day. What can we produce to sell to other people? That's gonna be the most important thing that we can do. In technology, computing, this doesn't ask a lot of billions. You just to be a little bit brilliant and send something and bring something that's gonna help a lot of people to increase their way of living. How can we make this world better to live for other people? How can we help this world to be the best area for people to live? At all. For African people, how can we make this planet a better planet to live for other people? How can we, make this continent be attractive for other people? Yes. How can we inspire our younger brothers, younger sisters to study hard, to work hard, to understand that everything is possible from here, not going away? How can we stop these dying people and see going to Europe and getting just to get in a refugee camp? I hate that. And if you look today, the world is what it has been since ever, because human being is about interest. Yes, I love you if I have interest with you. I hate you if I stop getting interest from you. That's it. And that's really important. We have to know that. Rather than all other countries can say, we can help you, we can give you this, you can give you that. They give you things when they expect to have better things there. When they give you $20,000, they expect to have $100,000, $1 million. Yes, they don't give it to us, just for free. You will understand that. You must understand that. Yes, that's really important. What can we give? What can we offer? What can you, as an individual, give to other people? What can you give to the world to make this planet better? What can you offer? From what you've learned from your young age to now to other people to make this life free and beautiful. That's important. And today, I want to tell you that we have to stop talking about just problems, because today we have been reduced all the debate about problems. Like I used to see on that program on BBC, they used to say, why is Africa poor? They have that program there. I don't know what time, but I used to hear about that. Why is Africa poor? I hated it. I hate that program. Why is Africa poor? Yeah, I would say, how can we bring out development in Africa? How can we grow up Africa? How can we scale up Africa? There's a solutions. But when you say, why is Africa poor? It's just to tell you about these problems. You cannot solve a problem talking about problems anytime. You have to talk about solutions. And today, all around the world, everybody know about these programs. They know problems. Even as a kid, you ask him, what's your problem, dude? And the guy say, I'm hungry because that's something he knows. And how can you spend 1 year just talking about this thing that even a 14 or a 10-year-old kid already know? You know it already. You're just telling it, and you're increasing problems. You're increasing them. Well, we have to talk about these solutions. Rather than that. When you start talking about problems, everybody has problems. Because you're sitting down here, you think that Europe has no problem, America has no problem, Asia has no problem, or Arabic has no problem. We don't have problems more than everybody else. They have problems too. But we have to stop talking just about problems. We can talk about them, but just a little bit. Maybe, for example, if we have 100 minutes to talk, we take 10 minutes to talk about problems and 90 minutes to talk about solutions. That's what going to bring solutions to us. And that's really important. And what I see is that people spend a lot of time talking than, working. Yes, it's important. You can stop talking and start working. That's important. We have to do that. And it's possible for all of us to understand that it's important, not for you, for everybody else. Because when you see a problem, don't say this guy had to solve that problem. Take something, take action, talk, do what you can do to change it, to solve that problem. There's a leader. That's being a leader. Being a leader is that one. You see a problem in your community, in your country, you take action to solve that problem. If you're not willing to do that, why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? If you can't do that, why are you leaving? I wonder. I really wonder. I really wonder. And next, I want to say no more speech and complaint about poverty. Yeah, no more about misery, no more about hunger, no more about pain, no about sickness, no more about sickness, no more about epidemic. Let's talk about success. Like Ben Gordon said, he said, we made $18 billion this last year. He just said it, and he added, nobody knew about it in Africa because nobody talked about it. When you succeed instead in Africa, nobody's gonna talk about you. But when you fail, media's gonna take you on the one. You're the first line, first page of magazine, TV, radios. Everybody gonna talk about that. When you fail, why don't we talk about success too? When somebody succeed, we take him and we put him on public. That's what America saw. When you succeed, they take you, they support you, they put you on the public, vision to show other people what you have done is possible for all young people, or for all, and all people are watching you. That's important. Let's stop talking about problems. Let's start talking about solutions, and let's start talking about success. A lot of people are succeeding. A lot of people has companies in this country. A lot of in Guinea. A lot of people has companies that make $1 million in a year. Nobody talks about it because we have this culture that when you succeed, you have to hide down, to die. Tell nobody because you're afraid to die. It's not about death. I like that. When I succeed I tell it to people because this inspires a lot of people. It inspires a lot of people to help others. Take action to what you've done. It helps a lot of people to do what you've done and have what you have. That's important. There's kindness. And God said it. God said it in the Quran. The best of you is the one who learns and teaches other people. When you learn something, you take action and it works. Teach other people about it. That's what we're doing. And to move this continent forward, we have to do that. You and me are the one who's going to develop the country. The government doesn't do it. Government has never been good in running any company. They have never been there. We are the one entrepreneurs. We're the one who's gonna build the economy. If we don't do it, 40 years, after today again, we will be complaining, still complaining, and I won't gonna be here to watch that. So let's join it. This is the TT show, and the next is, I'd like to say, the harder you work, the luckier we get. and we work hard, we're gonna be luckier. Africa is not lucky this year because since we got independence, because we're not working hard. When we work hard, we'll get luckier. Yes. And I hear a lot of people talking about that, and I understood that I'm lucky now because I'm getting many things because I'm working hard. Yes, luck is here. Luck is soaring around, just here. When you come, you put your head downside, and luck gonna sink on you. Yes, it's around the world. God is helping you already. If you want negativity, you've luck in negativity. Positivity, luck is on you on negativity. If you work hard, you will have a lot of luck. That's it. We have to do that. And the way we're gonna increase our way of doing it, the first thing is studying. You wanna increase your situation? Study. Learn. Read. When we look at the richest man in the world today, like Warren Buffett, the best way he spent his life doing is reading. You want to succeed today? Read. And one guy said, he just said, ask yourself, how many books do you read a day? How many books do you read a year? Yes. And he said, in the richest country on planet Earth, in America, for example, average people, they just read one book a year. And he said, the top 5 CEO in America, they read 5 books a month. 5 books a month. 60 plus books in a year. And you see the difference. You average, you read one book. And some people, no book at all. And let's say in Africa, you can say that there are some guys who spend a whole life without reading any book. And what about those who can't read? And they just tell themselves, I have never been in school. Even if you're 40 years old, you still can read. You still can read. You still can do what you want. That's important. Don't you stop dreaming. Dream hard. Dream big. Increase your vision and take action about it. It's important. Okay, I say let's stop dying in Mediterranean. Going to Europe, looking for what there. You go there and you will be down beyond these young little white guys. Just because you're sending nothing. You went there to shift, to take their jobs. Why can't why can't they like you? You go in there to take their jobs, take their economy. You went there with empty hands. Empty hands. Nothing is in your hands. And that's not possible. Just don't blame them. They're right. Just ask yourself, when somebody comes to you, I want to live at you here. Just one night somebody comes at you in the night and he tells you, dude, I'm really poor. I have nothing to eat home, and I want to spend my life at you here. And today you have no job, nothing to eat. What will be your reaction in your place today? You will tell them, dude, I have difficulty to eat too. So look for somewhere else. And so that's why you go to France, and French people tell you go to England. England people send you to Germany. German send you to Italy. Italy sends you to Greece. That's it. Because everybody else, nobody wants to have, a mouth to feed. Even you think you go in there to look for riches, you will never be like they are when you're there. I want to be there in an equal situation with that white young guy. And when I tell them stop, he's gonna stop. I go to Europe with my private jet. I go to Africa, I come back to Africa in my private jet. I go there while I want and come back when I want. I don't want their papers. I have one country, the best country on planet Earth with freedom. This Guinean country, you can do anything, and you can build your business with no taxes if you want. You can start on your home. We started top tech in home, and today, just 2 years, we are 100 million, a franc company. We don't talk about that. Nobody gonna talk about that. You go to the media, they tell you, no, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about it. Nobody gonna tell you about it because we don't want that. If you have problem, come. We'll talk about problems. Medias are here to kill us all. Look at them. Look at them. I know what I mean. Sell yourself all problems. Today, in Guinea, for example, you watch for programs, and the best, listening programs is the programs that talk about problem. People like that. Bad stories, bad attitude, bad habit that puts bad habits in your head and makes you angry, makes you hungry too, and makes you think bad thing against other people. That's no good. I'm not that way of thinking. I hate that. And I just want to say to young people, let's learn, let's study hard, let's work hard, and let's work hard, and let's work here. That's important. Let's bring new technologies. Let's bring new techniques. Let's stop dying in Mediterranean just to get in a refugee camp in Europe there. Nothing is easy, but everything is possible. That's you can agree with me or you vilify me, but you cannot ignore it because it's true. Everything is possible. Success is possible here. Development is possible here. Being rich is possible here. Being a billionaire is possible here, because Dangote, he made his billions in Africa here. All these people you see succeeding around you, nobody gonna tell you about them. But when you see somebody succeeding nearby you, approach him, learn how he's doing. But when you see somebody dying there, falling over there, run away from him. If somebody cries a lot, run away from him. Because when you run with losers, you will end up a loser. That's important. Making money is possible here in Africa. Making factories, building factories is possible here in Africa. Producing is possible in Africa. Exporting, selling in other countries from Africa is possible here. And it will not do itself. We have to do it. You and me. You who is watching, me talking, Building a NASA in Africa is possible. Building a NASA, like the NASA in the United States. Having your own boat is possible in Africa. Having your own plane is possible in Africa. Having your own Bugatti is possible in Africa. Everything is possible here. Just to believe. Just trust yourself. Work hard and kick your ass up and work. And everything is around you to help you to move forward. God is here. Your enemy, your friend, me, all of the people are here to help you move forward. Because two kind of people in life. When you saw the one type of people, they tell you, you're stupid, you're crazy, your idea is so stupid, stop it, you can't do it. But the second type of people will tell you, I trust you, I see in you a great guy, you will make it, move forward. If you have a problem, come see me, I will help you. I love this kind of people. And be like that people for other guys. When somebody tells you whatever it takes, just give him that insurance, just to tell him it's possible, and he will do it. And you wait for the rest of today. I'm what I am because one guy told me one day, Sajo, I saw something in you. I know you're a great guy, and I bless him for that. Just an advice, just telling me that this thing is possible for me. Even if he didn't see anything, it's not magic. It's just to encourage. and that thing will make burn something, a burning desire inside of my heart. And that's really important. Be the kind of guy, that kind of guy. All we have to do is to believe and work hard and work smart. Developing our person is like, studying hard, watching, motivational videos, reading motivational books, listening to audio programs like this one, and participating into seminars like the one we organize every single year in the country. And you will understand that life is not easy, but life is possible, and everything is here for you to help you move forward. Because today we spend a lot of time saying, we're in Africa now, no this, no that, no the one, no too many problems, too many this, too many that, or no this or no that. We complain for something and is opposite at the same time. Today, what people say, no opportunities in Africa. But no opportunities in Africa. Let's bring opportunities. Let's create opportunities in Africa. No jobs. Let's create jobs in Africa. You and me. No money. Let's bring money in Africa. Let's make money in Africa. Let's bring investors in Africa. Let's be investors in Africa. Yes, this is what we can do. Otherwise, we will complain about our parents, and our kids will complain about us. And they will be right. Changing things starts now. It starts now, right now. How can you change that? No investors? Let's be investors. Because let me tell you something. Today, maybe when we had Ebola in Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia, many investors, they run away, right into many companies. They run away because I understood one thing. One guy was an entrepreneur. He was a he. He still is a he. Maybe you know him. KPC. They call him KPC. Karfala. Camera. His company, Geeko Press. He did stay, and I heard them on the radio saying one day, every investors, every, entrepreneurs, they went. But he said one thing, we couldn't leave. We couldn't quit. You know why? He said, because this is our country. This is where we're born. We have our parents. My sister is here. My mom is here. My dad is here. And if you're the one investor, you have $11 billion. You can invest here, because this, economic instability is our everyday life. We used to do this. For example, since 2007, we used to throw these stones to each other. Gunfires used to fire here. But when you do that, a European guy run away, say too much troubles there in Africa. But if we the investors, we will do it when things goes well. When they goes wrong, we still will stay, because this is our country, this is our continent, this is our land, this is our parents' land. We are quit, not because we don't want to quit, but because we will not be able to quit. You will not leave all your family. Even if you take your wife and your son to move away, but you will remember your aunt is here, your uncle is here, your great-grandfather is here. You can't quit. So let's be that investor who will invest in the growth of Africa. This is the only way we can change the way other people will think about us. Let's show them that it's possible. Because since ever, people said African people are poor. Africa will never be rich. Africa will never be developed. What we have to do is to make them lie. And I count on you, all those guys who's gonna think about that. But watch this program to think that way. And let's change that. No enterprises, let's create enterprises. No entrepreneurs. Let's be entrepreneurs. We can't. Let's say we can. We can't. Let's learn. We don't know. Let's study. We're not able use just to buy, and buying is making money, and that's the important. Americans created opportunities. They created jobs. They created everything that you see them today. They built America. And I'd like to end on this program of today by telling you, then Goethe said one thing. He said he's built. It's not because everything is possible. Doing business is easier in Western countries, but it's, most challenging these, let's say, most challenging in these Western countries. Yes, because here you have to do hard. If no infrastructure, they had to build their own electricity center. Who said it's possible? And he said he's bold. Until one day he watched that program that we call the Man Who Built America, and he saw there that everything is possible. You will see somebody who has built a railway from Detroit, from this side of the country to the other side. His own money. This boldness, thinking that it's possible. Just not saying, this is for the country. It's for you. As Kennedy said, ask not what your country has done for you. Ask what you've done for your country. And this was the TT Show with SADJOBARRY. Today was the first program of TT Show. You will watch this on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, or maybe on a partner TV. Thank you very much for watching today. And let's develop our person. Let's learn. Let's work hard. And let's take actions. These three things will transform us, transform us individually, and we will transform our village, transform our community, transform our country, transform the continent, and we will give something to the world. What other people will see will be great. Thank you very much. This was SADJOBARRY again on the TT Show. Thank you very much. Until the next time. Let's see you. Thank you very much.